Hello once again to the ScreenHog Movie Podcast. It's episode 3, guys.
Woo!
Already.
We're on time as well.
No one even wanted to do this.
3's a
intro.
magic number.
There are 3 of us, and it's the 3rd episode, and there are 3 sides of a triangle.
And this is an omnidirectional microphone we're using.
It's on
now.
a tripod. It's got 3.
It's on a tripod.
Oh, wow.
I hope you like the sound quality.
This
Cause
is episode 3 cubed.
Illuminati. Oh.
So we were complaining last time that we didn't have anything to talk about, and then all of a sudden there's been a lot. And do you know what else I realised? We're doing this podcast about 2 days before the Oscars.
We're going to have a bumper edition.
Yeah, we'll have to do that again next time.
It's not 2 days, is it? I thought
It's on Sunday.
Oh shit, yeah, it's Thursday,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah, sorry, my
Actually, that's 3 days.
brain's
Friday, Saturday.
I said like 2 days.
Yeah,
and
no,
3.
yeah.
3 is the magic
I'd
number.
forgotten,
And it's like 2.
I'd forgotten just
Technically,
what day
isn't
was,
it
to
Monday
be honest.
morning? Because it's American time.
Yeah, but it's in American time. It's Sunday.
But we're not in America.
How do they know that? Oh, we've told them everything, haven't we? Right. I don't have my notes this week because I lost
Do
them.
you want to borrow Alex's?
No, I'm going to let Alex take point.
I
Or
will
you can take point. Paul, what are we talking about
Your
first
notes
this week?
are Anna.
I'll introduce you to introduce the things.
Well, we're going to start with something that, ironically, we were talking about last podcast, and it was like the day before the news broke.
It was
and that's
annoying.
that
Like that.
Spider-Man is going to be in Marvel Studios' cinematic universe.
Big news.
If you're a Marvel fan.
If you're
It's big news anyway.
yeah, cinema
Yeah.
fans nationwide.
Yes.
Everyone likes Spider-Man.
Everyone likes Marvel films.
And now, finally coming together. We were discussing, was it Ant-Man or Black Panther being the sort of taking
It
the
was
Spider-Man role?
Ant-Man who
Yeah.
was going to take Spider-Man's role in Civil War.
But now Spider-Man's presumably...
He has been announced that will be his first appearance.
Yes.
Captain America 3, Civil War.
Now, if we'd done some more research, we would have learnt the release date of that. I'm going to say it's 2017?
Yes.
Or is it 2016?
2017, I think.
Right.
It's Age of Ultron and Ant-Man this year.
Yes.
I tell you what, you carry on talking.
And Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four's not Marvel, though.
No, I'm just trying to get the... if I know when all the other films are coming out, I can probably work it out. Because in addition to him appearing in Marvel films, it's kind of been hinted around. I still haven't seen an official source on the fact that they're rebooting it, but I gather that they are, and they're recasting Andrew Garfield. So
It's 2016 according to IMDb.
he's going to appear in Civil War before he appears in whatever rebooty thing
May
they're
the
doing.
6th.
May 6th next year. That's really interesting.
Specific. Specific.
Oh, very specific.
And apparently Black Panther's going to be in it as well.
Yes, I think I knew that. Maybe I just didn't mention it. I was a bit selfish. So, what do you think about that?
Good and bad. It's good that we get to see Spidey in the Marvel Universe.
Yes.
And I'm not a comic book reader, but from what I've heard, he has quite a big role in the Avengers.
Do you know what the Civil War storyline is?
Vaguely, yeah.
Okay.
It's basically Captain America on one side, Tony Stark on the other side, if I remember right, and they're fighting over...
Okay, so basically a bunch of amateur superheroes are responsible for a massive explosion that kills like a whole town
that's
or
it,
something.
yeah.
And the government want to bring in a law that superheroes have to be registered.
Tony Stark's all for it.
Tony
Captain
Stark-
America's like, no.
Indeed. And Spider-Man is the first hero to reveal his secret identity.
That's it, yeah.
So he
It's
is
bloody
quite a
bad.
pivotal role in the story. To be
Quite
honest.
He's a pivotal role for both sides, because if we're getting into spoiler territory here, he's originally on Tony Stark's side, and that's why he reveals himself, because he's getting registered.
It's not really a spoiler. Cause
No, the
film's
next bit
got-
is, but then towards the end of it, he decides that while he was quite happy to be registered, he's now thinking that there's ulterior motives, I think, so he then switches allegiance to Captain America's side.
We don't know that's the way the film's going to go.
No, of course.
I mean, look at
It doesn't
Ant-Man.
have to.
They're going to have to rewrite the whole
Hank
thing,
Pym
I
is
reckon.
Ant-Man.
But I liked Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. That's the bad thing.
Well, is this confirmed yet?
Yes.
Still, I haven't
I thought
seen
I-
an official source.
I haven't. I read because I've read the news on Comic Book Resources or something, and that said, according to rumours, Andrew Garfield will not be taking the role. I haven't seen anything official.
I thought you said there'd been a meeting that they had with him,
Well,
asking for his sort of future input on the franchise.
again, this was reported on Cinema Blend, and I still haven't found the official source on that, but what I read, they were reporting that allegedly Andrew Garfield had been at the meeting where the future of Spider-Man was being discussed with Marvel. They had the star in, and
What?
he agreed to a mutual termination. So it was on his back as well. It's not like he's been forced out. Although
Right.
we don't know what went down in this meeting, he could have been forced out, but by all accounts, he was in on the deal. He was quite happy with it. But I haven't seen that come from Sony or Marvel. That was from other sources as well. And I tweeted to Andrew Garfield asking about what's been going on, and he's yet to reply.
How rude.
I know.
If you'd have tweeted Emma Watson, she'd have got back to you straight away.
Yeah, she would one-word answer.
Yeah.
Probably because I'm on her watch list.
Yeah, after last time, Jesus.
Yes. I've had complaints.
I have had a complaint, actually.
Okay.
I was told to replace you.
Was it my mother?
It's really funny that your mum listens.
No, it's not.
So, the two names I've seen has been replacements was Logan Lerman and...
Dylan O'Brien.
I was going to say Matt Dillon, but he's a lot old.
Yes, not Matt Dillon.
You sure you don't want a set of notes?
No, this is fun. Now, I really like Logan Lerman. If I had it, me and Alex, we looked up the top 50 actors, male actors.
Under the age of
25, I think. Yeah, we did 15 to 25. And the only name in that list that I wanted to play Peter Parker was Logan Lerman. So it's good that he's been talked to.
That's fine because of the top 50, though. We could have some unknown come in and
that's true.
Absolutely nail it.
But when it's a superhero, I want a star.
What had Andrew Garfield done before Spider-Man then?
Social Network.
Oh.
It won an Oscar. I mean, it was a big film of all.
He didn't have that. His role wasn't that big in it, was it?
No, but it was memorable enough
Is
for
that
me.
the one with Lex Luthor in?
Yes.
Right.
I'm sure someone will get that connection there. So I'm guessing you haven't seen it, Paul.
No,
it's
I
quite
haven't
good.
seen it. I didn't want to say that.
It's got
I haven't
JT.
seen it film.
Shock. I really liked Andrew Garfield. I thought he nailed it.
He did.
And I will be sad if A, he isn't in it, and B, it's a origin story.
I'm kind of hoping that if whatever origin story they do, it's done like The Watchmen, so you get his origin story just played over
In
the
the
opening
credits.
credits.
Okay.
That's what I want.
That'd be good.
Or do that in Civil War. Like Captain America Civil War opens with Spider-Man's origin story, and everyone else who doesn't know what's going on is like, am I in the right film?
Why do we need another Spider-Man origin movie?
We don't.
There's already two.
Yeah, someone was saying that it's going to get to the point where we're going to have more Uncle Bens on screen than the Waynes.
Oh. Poor Uncle Ben.
He doesn't even get his...
Can we not talk about... That's just made me hungry, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Uncle
Ben.
Yeah.
We're going to see the interview after this, and we're going to eat some KFC, so... I don't see we're going to rush this, but...
Is that a plug for sponsorship?
If I'm going to get sponsorship, it's going to be the Cineworld Unlimited card.
So,
can I bring something else up regarding this?
Now, regarding what KFC are.
Yeah, then I'll get back to your notes that you've forgotten.
No, this is Amazing Spider-Man 2 stuff.
Okay, go on then.
Why? What's next on the notes?
It's still Spider-Man.
Well, yeah. I quite enjoyed Amazing Spider-Man 2. I recognise that there's things wrong with it, but I don't think it was franchise ending. And every article you read on the internet says that it is, the Spider-Man franchise is in turmoil. I know you enjoyed the film, Paul.
I really liked it.
Yeah.
It's a decent film. It's one of the worst Spider-Man films.
Probably. Probably the second worst one.
It's watchable. What's the worst one?
Spider-Man
3.
Oh, yeah.
Come on. That's
Which, ironically, I haven't seen, but knew was going to be the answer.
It's terrible. But the same things that went wrong with Spider-Man 3, in my opinion, went wrong with Spider-Man 2.
Too many villains.
Too many villains, too many plots, too many things introduced and then dismissed, and then weird tiebacks to the first film. It all happened in both Spider-Man 3 and Amazing Spider-Man 2. The difference is there's enough good stuff in Amazing Spider-Man 2 that was still enjoyable, like Andrew Garfield.
And Emma Stone.
And Emma Stone, their relationship's like spot on. And they come across like moody teenagers. The amount of times they break up and get back together in AS2.
It's quite funny. I also hope that they don't revert back to Spider-Man being able to shoot webs from his body.
It's much better having his little cartridge
his little
things,
web shooters. Yeah.
I didn't like that thing.
What do you think about the possibility of a black Spider-Man, given that...
Well, was it Miles or Milo?
Miles Morales or something.
Yeah, I didn't bother.
I don't read Marvel, but I'm going by little bits that I've heard.
I'm not.
Do I, but isn't Black Spider-Man just the Venom?
No.
No,
a
black.
Symbiote.
A black guy.
A black person.
Oh, right.
Not a black costume.
I'm not racist.
No, I mean, if that's the way they want to go, that's fine.
You were. But in the comic books at the moment,
Yeah.
whichever awesome Spider-Man, spectacular, super comic book it is.
Well, the last Spider-Man I read was about a year ago, and that's when Doc Ock was Spider-Man. I was telling Alex about that. It's the weirdest thing ever.
I suppose some comics are insane.
Doc Ock swaps brains with Peter Parker,
Okay.
starts committing crimes as Spider-Man, Doc Ock then becomes the hero trying to stop him because it's Peter Parker.
Oh, okay.
But then Doc Ock's brain gets an incurable brain tumour.
Right.
And Peter Parker dies in Doc Ock's body.
Right.
Doc Ock feels guilty and uses his Spider-Man powers for good again.
Is this after they rebooted their universe?
This was as they rebooted it.
Good.
Yeah. The last episode of the pre-boot. Oh, that's a term I've just invented. Was the pre-boot was Peter Parker dying
because they did Spider-Man 700 and then it was like 700.1.
Yeah, they were all with Ock as good Spider-Man. It was bizarre.
Right, okay.
But
your last comment, I'm gonna move us on here.
Is this how can you replace Emma Stone?
Is how can they replace Emma Stone? But she died anyway. So you've put how can they replace Emma Stone with 4 question marks? But she died. She wasn't be in the film.
See, I just always wanted her to come back as Mary Jane because she normally has
a different wig.
She normally has red hair anyway. I know she's a natural blonde, but she's known as a redhead. I think it'd be so funny if she just turned up and it was the same actress.
Maybe she could be in the reboot. They should have her as Mary Jane. That would be funny, actually. Right, so that's Spider-Man.
That's Spider-Man done. Is this Suicide Squad next?
Yes.
Aye!
Well done. So, Joel Kinnaman, Rick Flag, question mark.
We touched on Rick Flag before, didn't we?
We touch on Rick Flag every week.
And no one knows who he is.
It's a different actor every time we've had a podcast so far.
But and you know what? I don't know why we care so much about this. It's just the world of movie news. There's an article every day about it. Who cares about the Immortals and all these other DC comics? It's all about Suicide Squad.
So
Joel Kinnaman.
I
don't like him. But
you don't like him?
I've only ever seen him in RoboCop, and it was the most wooden performance.
Right. I haven't seen him in anything because I was on IMDb when you lot came in. I haven't seen him in anything.
Yeah.
But he is going to be in Child 44, which I'm really excited for.
Yes.
And he was in a whole load of films called Johann Falk. And that I was like, what's Johann Falk? He plays the same character in them all, someone called Frank Wagner or something. These are a series of Swedish films about Johann Falk, who is a police officer, and there were 13 of them made between 2009 and 2012 or something. They're like straight to video movies, and 13 of them.
Wow!
I want to see one now.
We should watch one before the next podcast. Maybe it's on Netflix.
Investigator. They've all got it's like Johann Falk something
like a case name or something.
Yeah.
Like in the pink piano.
Yeah, I think that So no, that's just my thing. Because I'm reading some Neil Gaiman short stories, and the first one is A Study in Emerald, which is it's a Sherlock Holmes story set in the H.P. Lovecraft universe.
Interesting.
So it combines.
That sounds like
big
I was going to say that sounds like it's right up your street.
Yeah. It's right up my Emerald Alley.
Is anything else going to be your Emerald Alley before?
No. I hope the new microphone doesn't pick up this squeaky chair.
I think it probably will.
There's something outside the squeaks.
But that's okay. Squeaky chairs are a staple in the podcasts I listen to.
It's authentic then.
Is that the only Suicide Squad news for this podcast?
Yes, week. But I just want to say that I quite like Joel Kinnaman. I thought he stopped RoboCop being fucking awful. It might have been wooden, but I'm going to base that on the script. I'm going to be generous, and I think he saved that film from utter destruction.
Okay. Interesting. Alex?
Counterpoint.
I don't have a counterpoint. That's Samuel L. Jackson in.
He was more wooden.
He's Samuel L. Jackson, you can't
say
that.
Who else? Gary Oldman was in it, he was alright.
Exactly. And Birdman Man.
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton.
He was quite a good villain, actually.
He was pretty good. Birdman Man.
It could have been a lot worse, that film, but I don't think Joel Kinnaman was bad.
He was pretty wooden. Let's be honest.
Now, was he as wooden as Jamie Dornan?
No, we will get onto that. I just want to, before we get off...
Oh, are we news?
Yes,
before no, there's 50 Shades of Grey news.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, yes,
before
Alex.
We get off...
wooden. Sorry. Carry on.
That wasn't the joke. Alex has been crafting a joke all week on 50 Shades of Grey.
I know. I made one in the car when we were going to see something, and I've forgotten it. I know, I'm devastated. Yeah. I should start writing things down. I'm that funny.
Yeah, and then just try and pass them off as
I've just made them up at that point. Yeah.
Which we're not going to let Alex do with his joke. We're going to mention it every 2 minutes until he says it.
Come on,
sorry,
then,
Alex.
No, because I'm going to go back.
Okay, let me talk.
Go on, then. I'm going to go back to the superhero point that Simon raised before about Amazing Spider-Man 2 not being a great film, and you mentioned it earlier today at work about Iron Man 2.
Yes.
And I thought you could finish off with that, and then we'll get off to superhero.
Okay. So my point with Iron Man 2 is that all I see about Iron Man 2 is how it's a shit film. Now, I think Iron Man 2 is my...
Iron Man 2 is the one with Mickey Rourke.
Yes.
I thought that was better than Iron Man 3.
I thought it was much better than Iron Man 3, and I think it edges Iron Man 1, personally.
This is Simon's point.
And similarly to Amazing Spider-Man 2, every article you read is about how it's terrible. Now, with Amazing Spider-Man 2, I can recognise flaws, and I can recognise Alex, for example, kind of agrees to a certain extent, but I don't know a single person that doesn't like Iron Man 2.
Yeah,
I didn't know it was.
I didn't
looked it up online.
It
just gets slated. It got slated on Cinema Blend twice this week.
Really?
One of the times, I can't remember what the first article was, but it was they were talking about the Marvel Universe and how they don't want to repeat the problems with Iron Man 2 in sort of Captain America and Spider-Man coming in.
Okay.
But Marvel didn't say that. That was Cinema Blend saying they clearly don't want to do this, when Marvel has never come out and said that. And then the article this week that ran said Robert Downey Jr. explains the mediocrity that was Iron Man 2. And I was like, I'm sure he hasn't. Clicked on it, and rightly so. All he said, in response to a question about Avengers 2, was, you don't always have to go bigger, badder and darker. Changing some stuff up works well as well.
Right.
And they interpreted that as him saying Iron Man 2, all it does is make it bigger, badder, and
darker.
made it
Yeah,
and
I think
darker.
Iron Man 2 was a shit film.
And then, yeah,
He doesn't say.
he doesn't say that at all. And I just think that all of the news journalist sites out there should look at themselves, because Iron Man 2 is a good film.
Okay. Is that it with the superheroes now? Can I move on?
Yes.
Okay.
To point number 3.
Point number 3. Tell I'm not a natural, can't you? Marion Cotillard, is that how you pronounce it? Or
Yes.
is it Cotillard?
I'd say Cotillard.
It's French.
Cotillard.
It's French-Canadian.
Okay. Marion Cotillard joins Assassin's Creed movie.
Yes.
I didn't even know there was going to be an Assassin's Creed movie.
Now, I haven't heard about the Assassin's Creed movie for about 2 years.
Okay.
It's been in the pipeline for a long time.
Michael Fassbender's company bought it, the rights.
Okay.
And he's producing it and starring in it. And then ever since that news happened, haven't heard a thing until this week. So the news that she's going to be in it's pretty big, but the news that it's actually happening is bigger.
Right, okay.
Do you know who she is, Paul?
Sorry?
You know who she is?
No.
Inception.
And Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
She's the baddie.
Yeah,
she play
she's
Talia
Talia
al
al
Ghul?
Ghul.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's a very good actress, and
Yeah.
she sort of fits with the...
She's nominated for an Oscar this year, isn't she?
Is she?
I think so, yeah. By supporting
I
actress.
have to go back and listen to the...
Yeah,
Yes,
we
we will
should
do.
listen to the
podcast.
first
I should
episode.
prepare.
Yeah.
But I like it, and it kind of fits with the sort of exotic-y setting that they might do, because I can see her playing a Middle Eastern person type thing.
Because that's kind of what she plays in
Yeah, kind of.
Dark Knight.
Well,
It's,
you don't know what role she's got in it. It could
no,
be-
they're probably going to do the modern day storyline. She's just going to play a French woman for all I know, but...
Yeah.
Okay.
Michael Fassbender, I'm assuming, still starring?
I thought you had that he wasn't starring in it, he was just producing now.
No, I hadn't heard that he
Right.
wasn't not starring in it.
Alright, I also need to pay
The
more
fact
attention.
that it said she's starring in it and Michael Fassbender's just in it, I don't know what he's doing.
Whether he's starring on
He might be or not.
Have any of the Assassin's Creed games had a main female assassin as the main character?
Yes.
Yes, not as the main character.
There's a female assassin. I think it's Assassin's Creed Liberation, which is the sort of low spec game that came out this year with Assassin's Creed Unity.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Unity's the most recent one.
Unity's the most recent one,
Yeah.
but a game that came out at the same time, but for sort of previous consoles has a female
PSP and
lead.
stuff.
Okay.
Held as well.
Fair enough.
But I'm assuming they're going to go with the male lead. I'm kind of hoping they go off book and do the graphic novels instead, because there's much more interesting storylines in those.
I have to do Black Flag, so we can have sea shanties.
Yeah, but if you're doing Black Flag, the only actor who could possibly play Kenworth is Chris Hemsworth.
Yes.
But he's been a pirate.
Oh, we can't have him in something else.
Why?
Because he's going to be already in a boaty movie.
If you watch clips from Assassin's Creed Black Flag, the dude just looks like Chris Hemsworth.
Right.
He's got
He
a Welsh
sounds
accent
like him as well.
but- yeah,
I'd love to see Chris Hemsworth do a Welsh
yeah.
accent.
I think it'd be good. But yeah, he is Chris Hemsworth. What's the name of that film?
Something. The film, the book that inspired Moby Dick or something.
Yeah, it's the Moby Dick film.
Yeah.
I know which one it is, I can't think of the name for a while.
I'm sure it's got the word "the" in it.
So just the deep or something.
No, it's
quite
quite a
long.
long
It's
title.
The dark below. Well, it's Destiny, isn't it?
Right. Talking of Dark Below, Randy Quaid.
Oh my god, have you watched it?
Yes. He sent me the link, and it's
I still haven't watched it.
The link didn't work, and then I googled it, and I can't.
Just for my entertainment, I'm going to watch it live.
You carry on talking. We'll carry on talking while we wait for Alex's reaction. I stopped watching it at the point where he got behind his wife.
I watched.
So I don't know if they actually had sex or not.
I watched another 4 seconds. You can't tell if they're actually having sex. I'm assuming they are.
I can't imagine they are.
I stopped watching when the fucking dog that you don't realise is in the room starts barking at the same time. He stands up. He's wearing no pants, and by pants I don't mean American pants. I mean British pants. He's just wearing a shirt that's hanging down. It's disgusting. So yeah, Randy Quaid's allegedly made a sex tape.
Where can I find this?
Is it a sex tape or is it a protest tape?
Well, it's both, isn't it? It's definitely a protest tape.
You've heard the story though, Alex?
I've heard the story,
okay.
Yes.
So it's all to do with Fox maybe kind of didn't pay him or something for Independence Day.
For ID4, yeah.
So then he sued them to get his money, but then he got countersued into the ground by...
Murdoch?
Rupert Murdoch.
So he then makes his wife wear a Murdoch mask while he either actually has sex or pretends to have sex.
If it's his wife, I might as well just do it.
But would you then put that on the internet?
No. He must be a bit crazed in the head.
To be honest, he looked pretty crazy.
He looked crazy.
I admired his beard.
He looks crazier than when he plays the crazy guy in ID4. And that guy's a drunk crop duster.
And he wears the same shirt that you wore in ID4 as well. Yeah, he actually says, this is the same shirt that I wore in ID4.
I saw it on Reddit, and someone is... If you want to search for it, Alex, it might be better to go on Reddit.
My phone is like dying.
Oh.
So we'll just pretend I've seen it and I find it hilarious.
Well, while Simon's talking, I'll see if I can find it for you.
Okay.
Yeah, so... What am I going to say?
I don't know. You were talking about ID4.
Randy Quaid, fucking someone on the arse with a Rupert Murdoch mask.
I don't think it was up the arse, Alex, to be honest.
It was implied.
You know, I was waiting for like blank space, and I was going to cut all this out, but I might leave it in. So yeah, I can't remember what I was going to say, but I thought, like, for the early part of that video, all I could think of was how hot is Randy Quaid's wife? Compared to Randy Quaid.
Didn't you just say she had a Rupert Murdoch mask on?
Not at first.
He puts that on her.
Yeah, she's just sat on the corner of a bed with aviators and a bikini on. I was like, that's quite a nice, like, you know, she's got quite a tight tummy there. What I was going to say was, I found it on Reddit, and the first comment I read was, why did I think this would be sexy?
And Paul, it's a man who looks like a hobo.
It's the most unsexy thing I've seen. It's a man who looks like a hobo wearing just a shirt, banging a woman who you can't see anymore because she's wearing a Rupert Murdoch mask, while there's a dog barking in the background of a very, very dirty motel room. It's horrible. Paul, have you seen anything more unsexy? You have to turn it off. Have you ever turned off an internet video before?
I'm sorry, it was horrible.
Have you seen anything as unsexy? Next on the list is 50 Shades of Grey. So
okay, yeah, you carry on, and you carry on talking, and I'll try.
So, Alex, right before we go into some news here, go on, just give us your overview, and then we can move on with our lives.
It?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't know.
I plowed through it. I came into work. Innuendo.
Just so we know that was not Alex's joke. Repeat, that was not Alex's joke.
The video has been removed as a violation of YouTube's policy prohibiting content designed to harass, bully, or threaten. Oh. So I can't show
all
you
three.
I'm sorry.
So yeah, what do you think, Alex?
So I'll save the review for later on, I think.
Okay. Sorry for pressuring you.
But that's okay, no.
So news-wise, the
so with the first story that I heard was the whole seat covers in America, so they didn't have to clean their seats. And we have gone to the trouble to read the book.
Yes,
and for the life of me, we're so proud. The only reason I could think that they wanted to protect their seats is from, like, my brain dribbling out of my ears.
Are those people murdering themselves or murdering each other in the seats?
Or vomit.
Yes.
Or murdering themselves. Suicide.
That's what I said.
Did you? I said murdering each other.
I said murdering themselves or each other.
Oh.
I thought it was a better term
in a murder-suicide
suicide.
pact.
Yeah.
They've written a contract.
It's always a murder-suicide. It's never a suicide-murder.
Because if you can't kill someone afterwards, you're dead.
Yeah, I'm sure you could set up a trap.
Suicide murder. If you jumped off a building, if you had someone standing right at the bottom of the building and you jumped off to kill yourself and then hit them, would that be a suicide murder?
No, I'm thinking your suicide,
your
death would happen after, so that would be your suicide happening after. You'd probably kill them before you died.
What if?
I think if you dragged them off with you.
What if you throw someone off
and then quickly run down?
And then jump off yourself, but you're like really streamlined, so you overtake them on the way down.
What you mean, like Terminator City?
Yeah,
that's the speed that an elevator goes up in 50 Shades of Grey.
My God, there's so many errors in the book. I hope that they made it into the film.
They did.
There's so many errors in the book. It hurt my medulla oblongata.
This is going to be wasted. Anyone who hasn't read it though. For
did they mention the medulla oblongata?
There was some news that I can't remember the director's name, it's Sam Johnston or something.
The director is Sam Taylor Johnson.
Sam Taylor Johnson, yeah. Has pulled out of remaining films.
Apparently so the cast.
Have they?
Yeah, they've said they don't want to make any more because they hated each other.
Well, yeah, that was definitely true. We heard that.
Have they actually pulled out though?
He made the joke twice and you didn't realise.
It's just going to be an Innuendo podcast. 50 Shades of Innuendo.
Yes.
That'll be the title.
Anyway, we're going to give the podcast titles.
Yeah, the podcast is going to have a title.
The last one is the one where Alex revealed too much about Emma Watson.
Is this like Friends?
Yeah.
Well, Paul says that. Because I think the title for last week should just be Emma Watson shits in a bucket. I like the bluntness personally.
I prefer that. But anyway,
so that is good news.
Sounds like we're actually saying she shits in a bucket.
Well, Alex was saying that most certainly.
No, he was saying he would watch her.
But you can only watch her if she's doing
That's true. Anyway,
so the news
back to this week.
Now,
yes.
I believe that it's on track to be the biggest February opening of all time.
Sorry,
God.
That's never an innuendo.
Oh my
biggest
God. It's the biggest opening, Alex. Come on.
I'm getting a reputation if I'm just not getting jokes.
To be honest, that was actually going to be the title of another podcast. The one where Alex didn't get any jokes.
Yeah, we went through a few.
Yeah.
They all had your name in, ironically.
I'm just popping.
You're going to be the main character.
Anyway, Plastic, we'll hold the review for later.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
We've read the book, we weren't impressed.
It's terrible.
Yeah, it's shit, the dialogue's shit.
I'm not going to lie.
No, save that for later.
I got heated up.
Okay, no, but I'm just...
Oh, okay.
But then the director has pulled out due to conflicts with the writer because the director wanted to change some of the dialogue from the book to make it.
And the writer went, no Pablo Inglesi, and ran that through Google Translate.
Basically.
Right, okay.
That's quite interesting because it actually, to me, seems that Sam Taylor Johnson had some integrity at some point in trying to make this anyway.
Okay.
And now she's pulled out. So what's going to happen? I'm assuming they're still going to make the second and third one.
I imagine, because it's going to have made a shitload of money.
Oh, yeah. And with, with the stars removed and have to put in, B-list people, there might be more sex in it.
There weren't B-list people already.
By the way, I read the plot of the third one, Alex. Jesus fucking Christ, it's utterly ridiculous. I've never heard.
Oh no, you can't spoil this for people who might.
I'm not going to say what it is, but you should look it up.
Do they transplant bodies and one gets a brain tumour?
No, you're going to have to read it.
It's like a Spanish soap opera. It's awful.
The other news apparently is that a certain named hardware store,
B&Q.
What wasn't an invention?
It could be.
It could be all of them.
It's not though, is it?
Well, I don't know. Is it just B&Q?
Well, it's definitely B&Q.
Okay. Have shown an increase in sales of rope and tape.
That's not the story.
That's what you've written down.
Well, that's exactly what
you've written down. B&Q increased rope and tape sales. That's exactly what you've written down.
Yeah, B&Q. It's shorthand. They're expecting increased sales.
Oh, right. Sorry.
One word would have changed the end.
Sorry.
It's almost like reading 50 Shades of Grey.
It is actually.
They are expecting.
They sent a memo around to staff saying that you're probably going to get more people asking for this equipment.
This is very simple. When I worked at HMV, I'll name drop companies. Why not?
Yeah.
When someone died, we used to get a shipment of their greatest hits or something.
Yeah.
In the hope of cashing in.
And
then when I worked at Virgin, you also used to be able to make an end display using letters to put a message or something. And my favourite was when the actor who played Father Ted died, and I did this display and put Father Dead.
And that's why you're no longer working.
That's why I got moved to the stock room. Yeah. I quite enjoy doing things like that.
Yeah, well, when Robin Williams died, I really fancied watching Dead Poets Society, which I don't have, but I believe is on Netflix now.
Right.
I went into HMV, and rightly, I found every single Robin Williams film that ever been released, and they were all for like £12 on DVD. This was £3 a week ago. I know for a fact.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much as soon as someone dies, there's a order this in because it will sell. Maybe not everyone, like Demis Roussos died a couple of weeks ago. No one's got a clue who he is.
No, I don't know who that is.
He was big in the 70s, and when I say big, I mean big. He was in a band called Aphrodite's Child, who released a great track called The Four Horsemen, which everyone should listen to.
Okay. If we had a link dump anymore, I'd put it in there. So
why do we not have a link dump?
Haven't I told you about the website?
Oh, you have, yeah.
So to all the listeners, the website's full, so we can't put anything else on there.
The internet's full!
So this is just exclusively on YouTube, which, to be honest, it's so much easier. I just have to press one button instead of 1 hour.
Can you not, in the description of the article, put links?
Yes, I can do a link.
Too much work.
I can do a link dump still, but you can't
use Google and look up Four Horsemen.
Yeah, just
Aphrodite's
Google
Child.
Along with us.
Yeah. That's what we do.
That's about Family Guy, because there's so many American references I don't get. I'm like, oh wait, what's this? Oh, that's quite funny. That I get it.
Are we done with 50 Shades of Grey?
Yeah, we'll get on to Alex's review in a bit.
Then the next little bullet point is Stegoceratops in Jurassic World.
Question mark.
Question mark. I said I thought it was Stegodon. Alex said
Stegosaurus.
And it turns out that Alex was right.
Oh, you were... Sorry, I was not really listening to this debate. You couldn't remember what the real dinosaur was called.
Yes.
It's definitely Stegosaurus.
Yeah, well, I said Stegodon because that name was in my head, and the reason being...
That makes your reason from why you said that even funnier, because I thought you were just dicking around.
No. It's actually... It's a made-up dinosaur in the Games Workshop Warhammer world that, ironically, has horns like a Triceratops.
Well, this dinosaur looks like that.
So I imagine a Stegoceratops will look like a Stegosaurus with horny bits.
Yes.
So just go into Games Workshop, look at a Stegodon and go, oh, right, okay, that's pretty much...
Alternatively, if you're Googling along with us at home,
you can Google that now.
What's it?
Stegodon.
Sterolon.
Could you spell that for the viewers?
It's
listeners.
like...
No, Stegoceratops, I was going to say.
Stegoceratops, whereas Stegodon is Stegadon.
Right, okay.
And if I was working for Games Workshop, I'd be thinking of suing the makers of Jurassic
I
World.
think they should.
For stealing their idea.
There's no guarantee that the dinosaur is in the film, but there's this toy expo comes out every year.
Okay.
About action figures, and the amount of spoilers you get from this place is ridiculous. Because I now know what Vision looks like in action because I've seen the toy.
Okay.
So the secrets are lost altogether. I'm sorry there's no Star Wars stuff there.
I saw a Kinder Egg yesterday.
Yeah.
Because it's obviously near the Easter.
It is.
It's a giant Kinder Egg. It's about 8 inches tall.
Yeah.
With a guaranteed Batman toy in.
Oh, that's cool.
It's £5.
It's guaranteed.
Yeah. So Kinder, if you want to sponsor this podcast, you can pay us in Kinder Eggs or Kinder Buenos.
I would work for Kinder Eggs.
Maxi Kinders.
Maxis are awesome. Actually, no, do you know what's the best? Those Shonbons, those balls with the little hazelnuts in.
Do you like Kinder, Alex?
I like everything Kinder.
Well, the hippo things, are they Kinder?
Yeah, Kinder. Are they Maxis?
They're kind of like a Bueno, aren't they?
They're like a Bueno,
yeah.
But they've
got more of a wafery wafer than a biscuity wafer.
This has gone off topic a bit.
Yeah, sorry.
Kinder Bueno.
So, is there any more Jurassic World news? Or
no, that was it.
I would like to point out,
utterly ridiculous.
If anyone's been on the website for the Jurassic World film, it is awesome.
Yeah.
Because the website is set up like an actual theme park.
Oh, cool.
Is it in Linux? I only work in Unix-based systems.
I don't know.
Do you know? I worked out my Chromebook. The reason I can't install anything on it isn't because it's got no memory. If I had an external hard drive,
because you don't do any of that hacker crap.
It's a Linux operating system on my Chromebook.
Nice.
What's that about? What's that?
You could reset security in a theme park now.
Access main control. That's my impression of Samuel Jackson with a cigarette.
That's very good.
Thank you.
Cineworld email updates.
Why is that on here?
Because I've had an email from Cineworld.
Yes, they're putting the price up by about 10p.
No, that's not what. That's not what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Is this in response to them putting films on one?
I don't know.
Yes,
I get. Yeah.
No, this is mine.
I thought it was
not the email update from them. It's an update on the emails that I.
Okay. So the first one you complained about was Birdman.
Yeah, and they gave me a very nice response,
which I was quite impressed with.
Yeah, I was as well.
Then you complained about
Inherent Vice, which we'll get onto. And I can see why. And what? Ex Machina.
And the email.
And the email. This time, the first time, I went to great lengths to not complain. This time, I was genuinely complaining. I knew Cineworld weren't the people to complain to, so my question in the email was asking them, who is the cinema board that selects the films so I can complain to them? And I got, word for word, the same email back as the first time.
Which has really disappointed me, because I read that first email and was impressed that they'd actually put together a decent argument as to their reasoning.
It's annoying that on the second one, they didn't answer my question at all, and they just gave me a generic answer. But you're right, it's the disappointment from the first one where we thought we were getting a genuinely well-crafted answer. Yeah. And no, we just got palmed off again, and they got lucky that their general answer answered my question perfectly. Yeah. So I'm annoyed at that, and I think Cineworld need to look at themselves as well. Who else did I tell to look at themselves?
I don't know.
Kinder?
Internet journalists about Iron Man 2.
Not Kinder.
Kinder need to look at everyone else.
Us.
Yeah.
In this podcast, we're going to have a list of enemies and a list of sponsors.
B&Q.
Sponsored by B&Q.
I think Brits are going to sponsor us now.
Hated by Cineworld.
You know, we give Cineworld so much custom. We're going tonight, and they give us a good deal, really. But
I give us an excellent deal. It's hard to complain.
I happily spend that money on my unlimited card.
Yeah.
An extra 10p is nothing.
No, I don't think so.
R-rated success. 50 Shades / Kingsman.
So Kingsman, we've seen, loved.
Can I just what's R-rated?
R-rated
is the American version of 18.
So why did you say 18 rated?
Because these notes are shittily written as 50 Shades of Grey.
Excuse me. I will have.
That's not my joke.
The reason I said it's R-rated success is because it doesn't give a fuck how well films do here.
Okay.
It's how well they do in America.
Right.
So there's been a trend ever since. I can't remember what the first film was, but it was Spielberg who brought in PG-13, which is our equivalent of 12A.
Right.
And it came in at a similar time. And it definitely came in with the first Tobey Maguire
I've heard you
get
film. So angry about it.
Yeah, well, I get angry about it because I was 11 when X-Men came out.
Have you heard this story?
I think everyone has heard this story.
Have you mentioned this on the previous podcast? Because if so, we can just
not in our podcast.
Ignore it. But you have in previous.
Well, I do a lot of podcasts.
All right, fine. Go on then.
So I was 11 when X-Men came out. And I couldn't go and see it because X-Men was a 12 at the time. But then when Spider-Man came out, a year later, all of a sudden there's a 12A rating. But I was 12, so I could go see it anyway. But all these 11-year-old kids and 7-year-old kids who like Spider-Man, I'm like, yeah, you want to see Spider-Man? I was like, where the fuck was this rating last year? Because I prefer X-Men to Spider-Man.
Okay.
But anyway. Since then, a lot of films try and get a PG-13 or a 12A rating just so they can... approach a wider audience and make more money.
Okay.
So Alex, Expendables 1 and 2 I believe are 18s, and then Expendables 3 is a 12A.
Yes. Same goes with Taken.
In the same with Taken. They get pressured by the studios to bring it down, and Sylvester Stallone fought so hard to make Expendables 2 an 18 still, but he lost the battle with 3 altogether because that was part of the deal to get 2 out, I believe.
Okay.
But in February, in America, Kingsman and 50 Shades of Grey have come out, and you can say what you want about each of those films, but they've broken some good box office records. Or 50 Shades of Grey is on the way to doing so.
They've made money. A lot of money.
The fact that they've made so much money with a limited audience is...
it's not a limited audience, though, is it?
Well, it is, you know.
Well, if it's an 18... the thing is, I imagine there are probably a lot of people under 18 who have read the book who would have gone to see the film.
And in America as well, R-rated means you can still take in, I believe, kids as long as there's an adult with you.
Okay.
But the fact that this is done so well there's a lot of, what would you call them, analysts of the film industry who think that this might help in a push to go back so that we can have proper 18 films again.
Okay.
Because...
rather than tone them all down.
Yeah, because Kingsman toned down wouldn't have been any good.
No.
So I'm glad that they made a lot of money, and hopefully, there'll be other films that'll try and do that. Like a good 18 superhero movie.
Okay. Like a Punisher
or a Deadpool. They're not going to do it for Deadpool.
No.
They should.
But
no, they won't. That'll be a 15.
That's a good thing to move on to. Deadpool. I did that completely by accident.
It's not on my list.
It's not on the list.
It's not on the list.
It was on my.
You said I'm doing the list.
Yeah, but I made notes before I lost it.
Oh, fine.
So,
female lead.
Female lead.
Deadpool.
Male lead. Ryan Reynolds still.
Yes.
Female lead is
Morena Baccarin.
Morena Baccarin, and I love her. She's class.
She's the wife in Homeland.
She's the wife in Homeland.
Yes.
She's Inara in Serenity. In Warehouse 13, or was she in V?
She was in V.
V. I get them mixed up.
She was the lead alien in V. And she is also Dr. Leslie Tompkins in Gotham.
Yeah,
which
she
I'm
mentioned
thoroughly enjoying at the moment.
Yeah, still good.
Yeah,
Joker been in it yet?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought yeah.
The episode The Killing Joke, which was on this week. In America.
Waste of a title.
Which you've not legally downloaded.
No, not at all. No, I go over to America to watch it and then fly back. That's why I have one day off a week, have you not noticed?
Yeah, no.
Because I still haven't worked full week since Christmas. I'm getting proud of that.
America back. Do you just fly over there and
Just
watch it in the
watch
airport as well? And
I just watch it on the plane.
Oh, right.
I don't even land. It's just like...
As you go past.
Yeah, that's what I do. That's how I watch it.
So, what do you think of her in the film then?
Who's she going to be?
I don't know anything about Deadpool apart from who he is and what he looks like.
Okay.
There was a leaked Deadpool mask, actually. I saw it. It was on Reddit.
And
there's a picture just of the mask, and Ryan Reynolds stood next to it.
Okay. I'm assuming it looks like the Deadpool mask.
Yes,
though.
it does.
I was going to
It's
say.
not massive news.
Well, no, but it was like an
Was
actual
it red
thing
and black?
from the film.
Yeah, well, doesn't he wear a mask in the trailer though? Have you not seen the footage?
Have you not seen that trailer?
Yes, the bit in the SUV. And
Yeah, he was wearing a mask there.
Yeah. I know, but this is just... Never mind.
That wasn't his real face.
What?
That was a mask.
I know.
Okay.
I think they CG'd the mask as well to get the big mouth movements for it.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it was CG.
I think a lot of it was CG.
The trailer I thought was test footage.
It was test footage.
And then they just decided to turn it into a trailer.
It was awesome anyway.
Oh yeah, it was awesome.
I think because they're saying that they credit the leak of the footage as to why the film's getting made at all. Because
do you think the leak?
Yeah, exactly.
Like an intentional leak.
Yeah.
If we show this, comic book nerds are going to go, "Fuck, that was amazing."
Precisely.
Yeah. Okay. It did sum up Deadpool. To be honest, the Deadpool that I've read, was originally quite serious, and I'm not sure at what point they sort of did that whole breaking the fourth wall thing.
I'm wondering if it's around the same time where your man.
It was quite dark.
Who's your dude in DC?
Lobo.
I'm wondering if it's a similar time to that.
No, I think Lobo predates Deadpool
altogether. All right. Because, to me, just based on the sounds of them, they're very similar.
Okay.
Maybe not similar characters, but similar goals almost. They're both lampooning many things at the time.
Yeah, because Lobo was effectively a lampoon of the ridiculousness that superheroes had become.
Yeah.
At that point. And then it became an incredibly popular superhero comic book and became a parody of itself almost, which is quite funny. Any other news that anyone wants to talk about?
Alien film.
Alien film. That was on the list as well. Alien. They're doing another Alien film.
Yes. Directed by Neil Blomkamp.
I thought that was bullshit. Didn't he do some footage that he then was like, oh, that was just me dicking about?
Well, no, this was like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Well, what was the footage that I was on about then?
Well, when did you find
like
this?
A few weeks ago.
Oh no, this is I don't know what that was, unless he was lying at the time. But officially, he's doing it. The news broke 2 days ago, I think. I saw it yesterday morning when I woke up.
Okay.
And I saw it from 3 different sources. That is genius.
Will it be as good as District 9?
That's a question. That's certainly a question.
Will it be as shit as Elysium? I liked Elysium actually.
It'll be better than Elysium.
Everyone slated it. I actually thought it was alright.
It was alright. It just had nothing. I didn't feel like it had any substance to it. It was like...
Yeah.
I felt... Did you ever see Oblivion with Tom Cruise?
Yeah.
I felt it was like that. It was this fairly good sci-fi story, but it was mostly style over substance.
The fact that he never uses his giant robot exoskeleton.
That really got to me.
But yeah.
That's really going to annoy me now, because I'm sure there was something weeks ago.
It could have been.
But, you know, I'm not going to hold my breath, because Neil Blomkamp was supposed to direct the Halo movie, and he never got around to that.
So does that mean that Dyke Antwoord will be in?
They would be cool crew members on that ship, wouldn't they? Imagine her waking up from cryo.
Yeah.
She could be the lead, because they're always looking for weird, women to be the leads.
2nd of January 2015. District 9 director Neil Blomkamp shares concept art for aborted Alien sequel.
That is crazy.
I knew I'd seen it.
You're so in the loop. Paul.
You're so in the loop.
Me.
Yeah.
Yay!
Why didn't you bring this up in the first podcast?
Because I didn't think it was anything that special.
And you're so out of the loop, Paul.
Basically he put a tweet out on the 2nd of January, was working on this, don't think I am anymore, love it though, #alien, #xenomorph, and an Instagram picture of the ship.
Don't think I am anymore. Interesting choice of
Would Have
words.
Rocked was a mental stroll into the world Ridley Scott created. P.S. This has nothing to do with the studio, I just feel like I might do something else instead, in which case why not show some work. They didn't really even know I was working on it.
Maybe they saw that his personal stuff he'd done and thought that looked good, so they're giving him it.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Another thing regarding concept art, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Bryan Singer posted something for X-Men Apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a picture of Apocalypse. Just thought I'd bring that up.
Oh, right.
A picture of the character Apocalypse.
Yes.
Well, what he looks like in the film?
Yes.
Alright, I'll have to have a look at that.
What does he look like? Does he look like the comic book Apocalypse?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't read comic books.
Actually, they have cast Nightcrawler. That's some news.
Yes.
Oh, is it going to be Alan Cummings?
It's Alan No.
That would be awesome, because he was really good.
He was awesome. It's
And
a
then
shame
they
that he
forgot
couldn't
about
cope
him.
with the makeup. So who is it? Because it's someone I don't even know.
Oh, I can't remember his name now.
What's he in?
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
He's the kid.
Yes.
The son. It's a great film, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. I'd recommend it to anyone to watch.
I haven't seen it.
What's his name now? It's something silly like Toby or...
What a silly name.
Jodie. I think it's Jodie.
Toby
Cody?
Munn.
I think it's Jodie.
Cody?
Pretty sure it's Jodie.
Oh, I thought you said it
Do you
wasn't.
know we have this amazing tool called the internet?
I don't like
No,
it.
because Simon filled it.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
Simon has filled the internet and we can no longer use it.
Okay.
Unless this guy's on YouTube. That's the only place that has space left, apparently.
Oh right.
YouTube isn't the internet, it's a realm beyond.
Oh, freak, we're going to need scores, aren't we, for things?
Oh yeah.
Twatter.
I can remember vaguely.
Okay,
yeah, I'll go
so,
vague.
are we
Is that
doing
in
them
the
in this
video?
order?
Yeah,
In the order you've written them?
We finished the news then.
Okay. I think we've finished the news.
Okay.
That was the news. Now on to reviews. And the first one, have you not seen this?
No, because I got stranded, didn't I? In
Oh
traffic,
yeah, because the traffic was shit.
Oh, so this Inherent Vice then?
Inherent Vice. Simon, what are your opinions on the movie Inherent Vice, adapted from the Thomas Pynchon novel of the same name?
Well, I want to say that based on you read the book for this to prepare.
I did.
It sounds like it is a very, very good adaptation.
It is the whole first chapter is the opening to that film.
It is well acted and it is well produced.
You didn't like it?
And not really. It was. The reason that I do the enjoyment quality rating to split them off is because I can recognise this is a very good film. I didn't like it because I didn't understand what the fuck was going on.
Okay. It has been deemed a classic walkout movie. And whilst we were in the cinema, what do you reckon, 25%?
Oh yeah.
So about 25% of the people got up and walked out at
I counted
various
about
stages
18
of the
people
film.
walked out.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy the car journey home where I was bombarded by questions about what the fuck happened.
You seem to be the only person that had understood it on any level, and even you didn't understand everything.
No, the book made it a lot clearer.
Yeah.
I will give it that.
My biggest question mark was Josh Brolin's last scene, and that's apparently not even in the book.
No, it's not.
I don't understand that bit at all.
The book. There are some things in the book that wouldn't have looked that good on film anyway, and there are some relationships that didn't make it in, like the one with his parents.
Mm-hmm.
And in the book, he doesn't end off going away with Shastra.
Yeah. I really liked Joaquin Phoenix. I thought he was great.
He was fantastic.
When is he not great?
He's always great. We just watched Walk the Line the other day.
Yeah, we did actually.
And I was
quite enjoyed
just,
that.
he's so good in that.
One of
And
my
Reese.
favourite performances is in Gladiator.
Oh, he's so good in Gladiator.
Oh, he plays the Emperor, doesn't
Yeah.
he? Right, okay. Yeah.
That was while he was still heading towards mainstream before he did his...
He go on a bit of a bender.
Yeah, but it was all for a film, but no one knew it was.
Oh, okay.
But then after that, he's just done all these little quirky things now.
I really liked him in Her as well.
Yeah. Her
he managed to have some sort of great chemistry with Scarlett Johansson.
Okay.
Except that she was just a voice.
Oh, okay.
But there's like a real chemistry there. It was really good.
So,
who else? I liked... I'm not sure I liked Josh Brolin in it. He was a bit abrasive, but it might have just been the character. Reese was really good, but she wasn't in it enough. She looked lovely, as always. She's one of our fan favourites. The girl who played Shastra was good.
Owen Wilson, he wasn't it?
I don't like Owen Wilson in serious roles, mind you. I don't like him in comedic ones either. So
you don't really like Owen Wilson?
No, not really.
Was he good in it?
He played a recovering drug addict.
Did he just play Owen Wilson?
He just whispered too much. He did that Owen Wilson. Like, when Owen Wilson wants to act, he just whispers. It's like, no, but what I really mean is this. And it's just... he's done... Because like, Jamie Foxx once got told that TV actors shout their lines and film actors whisper their lines, and that's the main difference between them. And Owen Wilson's obviously just heard that, and that's all he does.
That's how to be a good actor.
Yeah, and... the whole first scene he's in is when they're in the back of an alley. I don't know what's going on at this point. He's talking about a boat and I don't know, but he's just whispering the whole thing. So I didn't really like him in it.
Okay.
Shout out, fucking Martin Short.
Yes.
As the doctor,
dentist.
the dentist. Oh my god, I love Martin Short so much.
He was very funny.
There was a picture of him on Twitter last week that Steve Martin posted because it was the 40th anniversary of Saturday Night Live.
Right.
And it was just like. Just took this snap of Martin Short doing coke behind the scenes at SNL 40, and there's a picture of Martin Short in like the cutest little tuxedo and bow tie with a can of coke. And there's like
but not him snorting it up from a table like he does in Inherent Vice. Right, okay, so scores, Simon.
I think it was like mid-60s, 60%,
okay.
66, I think.
But you will confirm that and we'll put it somewhere.
I'm sure, yeah.
Yeah?
Probably.
When the internet's not full,
yeah.
When the internet has more space. I gave it 4.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it, and the thing is, I really enjoyed the book as well.
Yeah.
It was a very, very good adaptation, and apparently he basically typed the book out word for word, and then just cut bits out, and that became the script. And you can see that, because it is, in places, word for word.
Because I've seen the opening page on your Kindle, and it just like some of just the lines themselves are exactly the same. I think one of my favourite characters and the favourite concepts was the psychic woman.
Yeah.
I really liked her. I mean, I didn't feel like it was explored enough. It wasn't that it was left hanging and I don't know what it was about. It was just that I thought she was interesting and she didn't get enough screen time like Reese.
What they did, Alex, was she's not a major character in the book. That's okay. But they used her to narrate the bits from the book, so that she was the narrator, so you'd see her in a scene, but then when you saw it from another viewpoint, she wasn't actually there. So there's a bit where he's pulling up in a car and she's in the car saying what they're going to be doing.
She's not really there.
And then when you see the car pull up, she's not in the car.
It's like a visual narrator.
Yeah.
That's clever.
But then there are scenes that she is in.
And she's actually a character.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So he meets up with her every now and again and he tells her about the case and stuff. But you don't see the full conversation with her because it's like they're two friends. So then that's how she knows what's going on, is because she does keep meeting him and he does keep telling her what's happening. And I thought it was very clever. I liked it a lot.
No wonder you found it bloody confusing.
I realised she wasn't there all the time instantly as well, so that wasn't like a big revelation at the end. I don't think they were trying to hide that.
No. So there you go. 4 from me, 60 something from you.
Not applicable from me.
Alex hasn't seen it. So this is then just for you, Simon, because neither of us have seen this, unless you've seen it since Simon read this list. No. Jupiter Rising.
Jupiter Rising.
I did want to see it, but
Jupiter Ascending?
I couldn't go for some reason. You've put Jupiter Rising. I thought it was Jupiter Ascending.
I'm such a...
Was your thesaurus broken?
I think I was just broken.
Okay.
Jupiter Ascending is possibly the biggest waste of a film I've ever seen. The biggest waste of potential.
Until later on in this podcast.
With what?
No, he said it's the biggest he's ever seen.
Are you talking about 50 Shades of Grey?
Don't get ahead.
No, I'm just thinking, there's no way that 50 Shades of Grey is a waste of potential. It's as bad as the book is.
Well...
Whereas...
I don't know.
The problem with Jupiter Ascending, it's a Wachowski film, it's a sci-fi film, I can tell there's Matrix elements in,
okay,
but the world they've created is so rich and so interesting, and they clearly have crammed, I reckon, 3 scripts into one film.
Okay.
Because there's Mila Kunis plays this normal girl, and she gets sort of she meets Channing Tatum's character, who's like a hunter person, who's been tasked to bring her to this alien.
Okay.
This alien is one of 3 siblings who were vying for control of the galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
Their mother had overall control, and basically Mila Kunis' character is a re-emergence, the exact same genetics and the exact same order.
Right.
And
Are you keeping up with this?
I'm drift off again.
Yeah.
Well, this is what it's like in the film.
I was just all the way up to simply.
There's no, like, in Guardians of the Galaxy, they do drop you in at the deep end, but they don't throw so much at the screen at once that you don't know what's really going on.
Okay.
It's like no one has time to react to anything. So she's up into space, she's talking to one of the siblings, then she gets kidnapped by another one, and they try and force her to marry her, because then he would have rights to all of her stuff, which is everything, but then, I don't think that the studios trusted the Wachowskis to make a trilogy.
Okay.
And thanks to how poor this film is, they're not going to get trusted to make another film.
Fair enough. So what did you score it?
I think I scored it higher than Inherent Vice.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, the action in it is really good. It's Wachowskis, they do good fights. It was entertaining to watch. Mila Kunis was a delight, and she stopped the film going totally down the toilet. But although David disagreed, so that's reflecting the RoboCop situation with Joel Kinnaman that we talked about earlier. I thought she was really good. Channing Tatum, terrible.
Right.
I couldn't take him seriously because the prosthetics they had on his face was rubbish as well.
Okay.
Sean Bean might as well have been bloody Italian. He swapped sides about 6 times during the course of the thing.
Did he die?
Did he die? I don't think he died.
That's a shit film, man. It's not a proper film.
It's a waste of potential.
So because Sean Bean didn't die.
Well, that was one of the things. Then there's like, see, they try and like reference some of the films, so there's a lot of there's like a whole 10-minute segment where it's just like they've taken the tone from Brazil,
right?
Which I quite like that scene. David didn't. They're going through like this really bureaucratic system to get her last will and testament attributed back to her.
Okay.
It's really...
Yeah, anyway, moving on.
So, 70 odd. 72 maybe.
Okay.
Honestly, it's worth it if one of your friends has it on DVD and you want to borrow it.
I'm going to swap this order
or
around
it goes straight to Netflix.
Because Alex hasn't had a chance to
That's alright, I get the last couple, so I'm alright.
If it's on Netflix, I would say you should watch it.
Are you happy keeping it?
I'm fine, yeah.
Okay, Ex Machina then.
I should point out that I did go and see my parents for a while, so that's why I've not been to see a lot.
You don't have to
make excuses.
I
I don't make excuses for why I haven't seen 80% of modern cinema.
To be honest, I don't think I've seen 80%. So.
Can I just borrow your hotspot for a second? Oh no, it's okay. It's just finally loaded.
Okay.
Ex Machina. I loved it.
Ex Machina was top.
I didn't see it.
That's a shame. You should go and see it.
I've
done. If it's Cineworld, were any good?
Right. I lied. I've got my results.
Okay.
Just to quickly do it, I gave Jupiter Ascending 60.
Okay.
And I gave Inherent Vice 68. I was a bit more generous than I thought on that one. But with Ex Machina, I gave 85.
Okay.
It was good.
It was so tense.
Yeah.
I gave it 5 black marks.
Is that top one?
No, 5 red is my top.
Right.
It lost. If the film would have been 2 minutes shorter, it would have been 5 red stars.
Is it a long one, is it?
No. It's just that
perfect length.
Oh, ending.
Yes.
Yeah.
They did one thing at the end that they didn't have to do, and I'm not going to tell you.
It's not bad.
No, don't ruin it.
But it's just, tonally, there's a moment when you're thinking just, yes. And then there's just one more thing. It didn't ruin the film. It
feels like this has been a perfect film. I'm glad I went to see it, and then it's just...
Yeah.
Oh no, you've ruined it.
It didn't ruin the film.
Not ruined it.
It's the same as the
knocked it off
bullet
the very
time
top.
shot in American Sniper. They didn't need to.
It was in for audiences.
Yeah,
it was in because I'm not sure if that's a spoiler, but the ending that me and Paul wanted was very dark.
It was a dark ending anyway.
But the ending that they put in for audiences was more like a moment, and it just wasn't needed. But you got to say that the girl playing the robot.
Yes. Eve.
I've got her name down here somewhere.
Oh, I was going.
Alicia Vikander.
Okay.
She was great.
Yes.
She a bit of a newcomer?
Yes, I've got her. She is currently second on my Best Newcomer of the Year award.
I need one of them.
She was so good. And I didn't realise it was Oscar Isaac playing the dude with the beard until the last scene he's in.
The credits, where it says Oscar Isaac.
To be honest, it's a film that had a cast of effectively 3.
Yeah, essentially.
Apart from a few minor extras.
Yeah.
The helicopter pilot
at
the beginning, and a few other robots. The
waitressy girl.
Yeah.
There were some robots, but they were mainly...
You didn't even see them do anything, apart from in like a video cutscene.
Yeah. It was... And you know what? I really liked going into a film and not knowing where the storyline was going to go.
I also liked the fact, and I've only just thought about this, that it was effectively just set in such a small location.
Yeah.
You had like 3 rooms.
What do I always say? I've said it on every podcast. If you limit the set and the location, the strength has to come from the script. Yeah. And it did that in spades.
Birdman, similar example.
I think that's what we were talking about with it. Alex Garland wrote the script, and I love Alex Garland's work. The Beach and 28 Days Later and Sunshine's probably my favourite one that he's written. Okay. And I always knew that this was going to be a well-written film. It's his directorial debut, and I think I put it down as my favourite directorial debut.
It was an amazing piece of work.
It was well shot. It looked good. The set design itself, it looked like a cool building they were in. Yeah.
Do you know what the basic premise is?
Guy builds robot. Robot comes to life, or something like that.
Yeah, he's effectively a computer genius. He's like a Bill Gatesy type person.
Tony Stark-esque.
Just a child prodigy with computers, but so he then lives in this. It looked like the island from Jurassic Park, to be honest. The fact they came in a helicopter was quite funny. But it's just this like glass, modern-looking.
All I've seen is the trailer.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. It's one of those like really, houses of the future that you hear about, and it's just like everything's controlled from like data pads that you find everywhere, and you can put music on, change the lights. Like when he just turned his living room into that dance floor.
Yeah.
It's so cool. So it's peppered with like really high intensity conversations with sort of like really relaxing moments set in this beautiful surrounding, and it's just you need those moments because just the pure conversations is ridiculous how like on edge you're getting.
Yeah, very good.
And I didn't see the ending coming at all. No. I thought that was stunning.
It was great.
So I give that 85. It should. I was thinking it might have ended up closer to my film of the year list, but it wasn't to be.
Oh, well. So is this then your film of the year? I haven't seen this, so I'm going to be quiet for this bit. Big Hero 6.
Just one I have
It's
seen.
definitely not my film of the year.
It's overrated, I think.
It's definitely overrated.
It's a very good film, but it's not worthy of snubbing the Lego Movie, shall we say?
Okay. Not at all. Lego Movie, much better in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, if you think Frozen it's been overplayed, it's been overwatched, but in terms of critical sort of response, not really overrated, probably, if anything, just slightly overrated, but pretty much on the level. This is I see this as a step backwards.
Way around, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I give this
critically
78.
It's gone mad, and it's not.
But I think just because it's a big Disney film.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure.
How long ago was Frozen?
Frozen was 2013.
2 years.
Okay.
They didn't
so this is the first big Disney release, is it?
Yeah.
Right.
Which is why everyone's going mad.
And it's the only Disney animated studio has released since then.
Okay.
But it is good. It's quite emotional at points. I think you have to agree.
Yeah, well, I think that I didn't attach myself to the main character, so at the big emotional moment, it kind of fell flat on me. There's a little moment after that when he's back in his bedroom and he's putting the thing on the shelf.
Yeah.
And he opens it.
Yeah.
That I welled up a little bit then.
I thought it was more towards the ending.
It came as a surprise.
With the ending with Baymax.
No. You talk about when they go into the portal thing.
Yeah. The interstellar bit.
That didn't work on me at all. Like in Frozen, I could have burst into tears both times I watched it in the cinema, because the ending when Anna sacrifices herself, and it's just like, oh my god, that's where the true loves come from, and then she comes back to life, and oh my god, not in this at all. I really didn't care.
Okay,
that was the problem. They didn't do enough to get me to care.
it felt a bit like they were trying to get anime, but get it towards sort of a wider audience.
To be honest, I've only seen a few sort of shots. I've seen one trailer. Did they model the main character on the guy from How to Train a Dragon?
He
looks or is that just a coincidence?
He looks a little more Asian, I think, when you get into the actual
film.
Isn't it? Yeah, he's from San Francisco.
Yeah. What? The city they live in is San Francisco.
Okay,
or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's basically half Japan, half America, and it's all about robots and robotics.
Okay.
And
I don't think I want to see it now, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's the storyline feels
I might wait for
like
home release.
There's suddenly a massive question that needs answering, and they answer it about a minute later, and it's just like there's no. The problems that they encounter is just so that they have a problem to encounter.
Oh, okay.
It feels more like you've seen Fantastic Four, the movie. The first
No,
one.
I haven't seen that.
It's like nothing actually happens in that film.
Okay.
Everything that happens away from the main team, and they just come in at the end and sort it out.
Right.
And it just feels the same. It's just like there's nothing at stake here.
Okay.
Like compared to other superhero films.
It is basically a superhero.
Oh, it is. Well, it's a superhero franchise. Stan Lee created it.
Well, yeah, it's amazing.
And Disney owned it. It's the first animated one. Did you see the
Is
Stan
it not
Lee
a franchise that Stan Lee has sort of just taken credit for?
Well, possibly.
You can tell me there's a Stan Lee cameo.
There's a Stan Lee cameo in Big
in an
Hero
animated
6.
film.
I
Where?
saw it and I was chuffed with myself.
Where?
Right. So one of the characters is he's this stoner guy.
Right.
And he just hangs around the robotics university because he likes the people that work there.
Okay.
Shaggy from Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Okay.
When they get chased by the baddie for the first time, they're like, they need a place to lie low. So he's like, oh, we'll go to my house. And like, oh yeah, have you got like enough sleeping bags for us all to share in your hovel? And he's like, leads them to this door, and it's like a giant mansion.
Right.
And they're like, oh, what are you doing ringing that bell? We're going to get in trouble. And he's like, it's my house. And then they don't believe him. So they go inside, there's a butler, and he welcomes them in, and they're walking down the corridor, and they start looking at all the paintings on the wall, and they're like, oh, who's these two people? He's like, oh, they're my parents. His dad is Stan Lee in a painting.
Okay. Right.
I think that brings, I know exactly what you're on about, and I can just sort of picture it as well now.
Because obviously it's easy to miss because it's not actually Stan Lee.
Yeah.
We saw it on a big screen, and he literally takes up Stan Lee's face, takes up the whole screen for a second, just try and enforce it a bit more.
So what did you give it?
I give it 78. I thought it should have been a lot better.
Okay.
I think mine was sort of low 70s as well, about 73.
So what did you give Inherent Vice?
68.
Okay. I'm just.
That's the difference to me. It just. I didn't feel that there was long enough to develop the characters, because all of the people that are part of the Big Hero 6 is the main character, the little dragon kid, as you say.
Well, Big Hero 6 is because there's 6 of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm listing the team:
Okay.
Baymax, and then 4 others.
Right.
The 4 others are introduced at the start of the film as his brother's friends,
Okay.
and that's it.
Oh, fair enough.
And then it's just like, hello. And yeah, so the only reason that they're hanging around is because they were friends with the main character's brother. It doesn't feel like there's any cohesion there at all. He just says, if we're going to fight this guy, we're going to need suits. And like, we're going to be superheroes. And then the next scene, they're all superheroes.
That was the trailer.
Yeah.
What did you give it, Alex?
I give it low 70s.
Okay.
72, 73, something like that.
Okay. Next on the list, and this is one all 3 of us have seen, is Selma.
Selma. I felt this was pretty much the same as Big Hero 6. It should have been a lot better.
I was disappointed.
The storyline there was no need for some of it.
Okay. I felt it was a lot longer than it should have
been.
been.
It should have been,
It
half an
felt,
hour. Too long.
It's a 2.5 hour film, 2 hours 40 minutes or something. It felt every second away.
Yeah, it could have been sub 2 hours, and you could have gotten the same out of it.
Okay.
There's a lot of dialogue for the sake of dialogue.
There's about 3 or 4 scenes, entire scenes, where I was thinking nothing's actually happened. The last 6 minutes, nothing. There's been no character development. There's been no plot development. This conversation for 6 minutes was meaningless, and that happened 3 or 4 times.
Okay.
Although the first half hour, 45 minutes, were excellent.
I think there's hot spots all the way through that are excellent. I just feel that those should have been strung together.
The opening made me jump out of my fucking seat.
Yeah. I nearly punched my mum.
I was sat... Mrs. Harrison, I'm really sorry about your son.
Your son is abusive. That's atrocious.
It's just a reaction.
I to be honest, I jumped and then did that look around to see if anyone else jumped. Because it's
play it cool.
Because I was in the... I can't remember how it actually opens.
It's just the kids walking down the stairs talking.
It's like a couple of scenes and they're all sort of scattered and...
There's something else happens first, though.
Yeah, she tries to go to Vert, doesn't she?
That's it.
Oh, yeah.
What's her name, is it?
It's Oprah, isn't it?
Oprah, that's it. And she gets to Vert and the guy starts asking her all these really complicated questions and she's memorised loads and then she just gets this one she can't answer.
Yeah, he has to, like, name all of the
senators across the entire country or something, yeah.
But I was just sat there thinking, this is a dull fucking way to open this film. Because it goes from that scene to the scene...
To the kids in the church.
To the kids in the church talking about fucking bullshit. And that's it was as they were talking about their hair. I was thinking, this is a shit way to open and I didn't even finish the sentence. I soiled myself. So actually, I think it's quite a good opening.
There's a bit, and then it went sort of quiet for a bit, and then there was the bit where they first go to the voting office, I think in Selma, and they all just go and sit on the ground in front.
Yeah,
and I thought that was a really good scene.
Yeah, that was awesome scene.
And that was the last sort of really good bit for me.
No, I thought that both times they walked across the bridge were good.
I liked the way that they
first time actually
interspersed actual footage.
Yeah.
With the movie as well was good. Yeah. That was a nice touch.
Yeah.
This what I didn't like was the film's called Selma, but they focus so much on I know it's Martin Luther King. He's a massive sort of icon, and if you're going to make a film about Martin Luther King, you're going to expand it into his own life. But I feel that if they focused on Selma, it would have been a stronger film because I don't really care much about the problems he was having at home and the FBI trying to shut him down with his personal life.
Yeah, okay.
I'd rather have just had the focus on the Selma stuff.
Right.
And I did like the bit with Malcolm X.
Yeah, that was weird.
It was unnecessary because he's in for one scene and there's a big deal about it, and then Martin Luther King just walks in and says he's dead.
Yeah.
We're like, all right, that happened.
Yeah. I liked the way that they used sort of FBI case notes to prod the story.
That was cool.
That was good, yeah.
There was like scene headers. You can imagine every time you flick forward on the DVD, one of them would appear.
Yeah.
That was really clever. And I thought the person playing LBJ, I can't remember his name, is it Tom Wilkinson, is it?
Yeah, I think so.
I liked him, he was good.
To be honest, David Oyelowo was good.
Who was he?
Martin Luther King.
He was Martin Luther King.
Oh, sorry, yeah. I thought
considering
he was awesome.
I think that's how you pronounce his name. Something like that.
Tim Roth was good.
Tim Roth was good. That guy who was playing the guy who was helping Tim Roth.
Yeah,
I like him. He's in Dodgeball.
Okay.
As the sort of Rick Moranis style character.
Right.
I like him a lot.
Was it Giovanni Ribisi?
Giovanni Ribisi was in it. He was the president's aide. I didn't see the point of him because it was like.
Well, he wasn't a big role, was it?
But at the end of the film, he was like really happy that the president had finally done something about this problem. But then all the way through, he was given advice quite willingly on how to stop Martin Luther King doing this.
Okay.
And I was thinking, if you're this happy about it, you should have maybe given your opinion on it at some point.
I've read it portrays the president in quite a bad way as well, like he didn't want anything to do with the vote. And apparently he really did try and force it to go through. But in the film, he's not. It seems like he's not bothered.
Well, I don't know. In the film, it just made it look like he had other things he wanted to do.
He wasn't that bothered, but like in the real world, he really tried to push it through. Which is what I've read anyway. I don't know how true it is.
Don't know. Do you want to share your LBJ fact?
Well, LBJ and his wife share the same initials.
Yes.
And that it came up in the film slightly because he mentioned,
Ladybird.
My girl Ladybird's been up all night worrying about this.
So was that actually her name?
Yeah, I think so.
Lady Bird Johnson?
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Well, I fucking put it in my history A level, so and I got a good mark.
That can't be true. No one can be called Ladybird. Can you Google it?
I don't have the internet.
Have you not seen some of the shitty names we get at work?
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, okay.
Someone
we can't mention any of them.
No, we can't.
But okay. Well, what did you give it?
What did I give it?
Mine was similar to Big Hero.
I gave it 4.
I gave it 76. I gave it 2 less than Big Hero 6.
Okay.
It's about the same. I think it's about 74, 75.
I've got a feeling that all films that fall in 60 and 70 are films that should have been better.
Right.
Films that fall into 60 are just shit and can't be saved.
Okay.
So, like, Jupiter Ascending was the lowest of them, 60%. Could have been a lot better. Selma could have been a lot better. Do you want to talk about the Oscar snubs it's gotten? Because it hasn't been really nominated for a lot, and everyone's saying it's racist.
Yeah.
Now,
it's only been nominated for Best Picture, I think.
Yeah. I do think that David Oyelowo. I think he's probably worthy of a nomination.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. Her name was actually Lady Bird.
Yeah, I told you.
And his daughter was Linda Bird, and his other daughter was Lucy Baines. So every member of the family was LBJ.
Americans,
I'll accept your apology, Paul. Thank you.
I will apologise to Lyndon Johnson and to Lady Bird Johnson, not to you.
Do you know my other LBJ fact? I know the anti-Vietnam song about him.
Okay.
LBJ, how many of our boys did you kill today? Yeah, that's what they used to sing.
That's not really a
back
song.
in the day. No.
Yeah, it's like a chant.
It's more like a rhyme.
Yeah.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, the Oscar snubs. I can't remember who's nominated for Best Actor, but I'm sure they could have made space for David Oyelowo because I thought he was really good.
Not of Jake Gyllenhaal.
Well, yeah, but Jake Gyllenhaal's not mentioned anyway. He got snubbed anyway.
I know, but
if you're going to make room for someone, I would have made room for Jake Gyllenhaal. But I can see why they're upset at his snub.
Bradley Cooper was in there for American Sniper.
Ethan Hawke, or was he supporting?
No, he was in there, I think. Yeah.
So you didn't think much of his performance in it, did you?
He was. I just didn't think much of the film. It was just boring.
Do you think David Oyelowo's performance was better than Ethan Hawke's, though?
Yes.
Well, there you go. That's basically the point I was getting at.
But I think Jake Gyllenhaal was better than
yes,
David
indeed.
Okay.
But director, I don't think he deserves an Oscar.
There's nothing spectacular about it.
And the only reason I feel that it's been nominated for Best Picture is because they're allowed to have 10 nominees for that category now?
Didn't even fill it.
They didn't fill it?
No, they allowed 8, I think.
You're like, well, I wouldn't have... If they're willing not to fill it, I wouldn't have put this film in, because I don't think it deserves to win.
Okay.
Not
in
fact,
girl. If you can find the quote somewhere, one of the Academy came down and said why he didn't vote for Selma, and he's like, I'm not going to vote for a film just because it has black people in, because it's not a great film.
Right.
And I don't want to get to the point where we start valuing the art of one race more than the art of another.
Okay.
If it's a good film, it should get nominated. If it's not a good film, it shouldn't get
he
nominated.
came out and said that, and I thought I had real respect for him for doing that, because they've been under a lot of pressure recently. And I think we've said from the start that if it's not a good film, it shouldn't get nominated. So maybe that's why it hasn't been nominated. But we went with an open mind. I thought it was going to be a lot better than it was. But I can see why it hasn't been nominated, and I think it's perfectly fair.
Yeah.
Soundtrack, Paul?
I wasn't that impressed. Basically, I just finished reading a book called 33 Revolutions, which is about protest songs. 33 protest songs, but then each one is based around an era and a movement and mentions loads of other songs. I think they could have done an awful lot more with the soundtrack, and then they included 2 modern songs, which really pissed me off. The whole film had a period feel to it, and then they introduced 2 modern songs.
It takes you out of it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The only way that
really
works is like films like The Great Gatsby.
But you're completely changing the setting, aren't you? You're completely changing the tone.
It was near a film, but it was a change of tone.
Yeah.
But you had to have every song as a modern sort of upbeat song. You can't have one and then the other because it completely throws it about.
Yeah, that just
you have one or the other.
Quite annoying.
I'd
forgotten all about it.
There's a modern song in the trailer, and I thought that was pretty cool because it's to sell the film.
It's an original song, isn't it?
Yeah, but see, this is just one of those things they could have done. Knock half an hour off and not even just use 2 old songs in place of those 2 modern songs. Let's have that all the way through. Let's give this film an identity other than sort of this bland script that they've produced. Performance-wise, excellent.
Bland script.
And performance-wise?
Performance-wise was really good, though.
Yeah. Contrasting opinions for the next film.
Well, you are going to have to be the sole opinionator.
The sole voice.
We can chip in with various book-related...
We'll sit our pipes in book corner.
Yeah.
You 2 read the book and not the film. I've seen the film but not read the book.
Okay.
So.
But you did tell me that my favourite line from the book is in there.
Yes, and I'm sure many of us are. But it goes to show, 'cause you were saying earlier about how well a script can carry a film.
Yes.
Was that Jupiter Ascending?
Yes.
Was it? Oh no, it was
Inherent
Vice.
Inherent Vice, and no, not Inherent Vice either. What was it? It was the
Ex
one
Machina.
Ex Machina.
We'll get there eventually.
How well a script can fuel a film. Ex Machina.
Yeah. And it's the complete opposite with 50 Shades of Grey. Like I said even earlier in the podcast about how the director had sort of quit because the writer wanted it their way.
Word.
Yeah, but if your book is that shittily written, you shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
You know, the source material was appalling, and you could have had, you know, the best directors, best cinematographers in the world, and they couldn't do anything with it. It was just so badly written. The quotes came directly from the book, which, as Paul, if you'd like to quote,
I've forgotten which one. It's the "I don't make love, I fuck hard."
Yes.
Okay.
The tea room at work loved that one.
That's why I did it, to be honest.
Philippa nearly shit.
There's another one. I don't know if it's in the book, but he's just like he's getting angry, and she goes like, "What's wrong?" And he just goes, "I'm just 50 shades of fucked up."
No, he definitely says that.
Yeah, he does say that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because she then refers to him throughout.
I don't think it's when he's getting angry though.
No, it's where she's asking him.
She's asking him, saying, "Yeah,"
and he says, "I can't tell you that." And she says, "Why can't you tell me?"
Yeah.
Or like, what happened in your past?
Yeah.
Does she mention an elevator travelling up at terminal velocity? Because that was another good bit of the book.
Like, I think by the time of it, they cut a lot of the raunchy bits out of it.
Yes, which were the better bits, to be honest. They were actually quite well described, I thought.
Yeah, but
I had to stop reading it at work. I was like, oh,
get a bit hot. But yeah,
does she get given a laptop?
Yes.
Does she marvel at the fact that she's finally got an email address?
Yes.
Oh my god! Jesus!
So we'll put this into perspective. She's 21.
Yes.
She's never had sex.
Yes.
She's never passionately kissed someone.
I don't think it's specified.
She's never got drunk.
She's definitely not passionately kissed someone because it's mentioned in the book.
I don't know, but I don't know if it's mentioned in the film.
Sorry. She's never got drunk, and she's never had an email address.
And what is she? She's a student who works in a hardware store in Vancouver.
Somewhere near Vancouver.
Yeah. But she does move to Chicago, if I remember right.
No, she moves to Seattle. Oh, in the book
Seattle or Chicago, yeah.
It's easy to get those two mixed up.
Yeah. Is there any plus points? Now, I'm going to ask this and then I'm going to ask the follow-up question. Because I think the trailer, visually, looks quite nice.
I was going to say. The cinematography is actually quite well shot.
Yeah.
You know, and there's a lot of, decent shots. And the soundtrack is very good.
I was going to ask about the soundtrack, actually.
It's actually very good.
There were a couple of songs specially written, weren't there?
Yeah. That Beyonce one I actually quite liked from this in the trailer.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's a really good song. Like how it's a remake of her song, isn't it? But
right.
It's just the script is just so bad.
Okay.
It's just you can't do anything with it.
So up points, cinematography and soundtrack.
To be honest, what was her name? Dakota Johnson.
Yes.
Her acting was actually pretty good.
Okay.
Considering she had spent the entire film acting alongside a block of wood.
And there's his joke.
It wasn't that good, was it?
I laughed the first time you told me. She spends the whole film acting opposite a piece of wood, which shows how good her acting is.
Right. Okay.
She's acting to a block of wood.
Okay.
And his acting is so bad, it was so wooden.
Okay, and that's a wood reference.
Yes.
Okay, right.
Not sort of wood reference.
You're laughing at the cock reference, is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Well, there's no cock in this film.
Does she get boobs out?
There's plenty of boobs.
Nice.
Plenty of bum.
Does I'm going to be racist.
Right, if they've made it an 18, which they clearly have, why couldn't they show cock?
I still don't think you're allowed to show a cock in an 18.
No, you can't show an erect cock.
Do you know what the guideline is?
Go on then, you've obviously looked it up.
No, I haven't looked it up. It was in Channel 4's 100 Sexiest Moments.
You can show an erect penis.
You can. There is a level at which
so you can have
it
can be semi-erect.
I think I've seen this exact cut off because there's a bit in the film that's a shot and it's coming down his body like that. It's getting lower and lower and lower and lower and lower, and you see the faintest glimmer, like the top line, and that's it. And it cuts away. The
guideline for how erect a cock can be when they first introduced this rule was on a map of the British Isles, the Mull of Kintyre, I think it is. Which kind of hangs down but is like slightly up.
I would love to see someone standing there with a map. Like, oh no, oh I'm sorry sir, you're way too erect.
You have to be a really, really old woman, can't you?
Okay, so what score did you give 50 Shades of Grey, Alex?
I think I give about 15.
Okay.
So I did.
What did you give Into the Woods?
14.
Hey! So it's not as shit as the shittest thing I've ever seen.
No, it'll be the second shittest thing you've ever seen.
Actually, no, I would say I've probably seen shits that were more memorable.
Was it Emma Watson's shit?
Mine were like 100 of them.
I didn't have the money to pay to watch it, to be honest. So that's movie reviews. I'd like to actually mention one review.
Yeah. I will. Can I? While
you talk about American Sniper.
I saw American Sniper, yeah, and I got to say I was blown away. I thought it was great. The baby Right, so, yeah. So
I didn't even notice.
2 questions that people will ask me. Did the baby bother me? No.
I didn't notice.
I noticed, I didn't care. I was too, like...
Did you only notice because people had told you?
No, I think I'd have noticed.
Alright.
Because the second time the baby's there, it's clearly still a fake baby, but there's a CG arm coming out of the baby moving around. I'm like, why bother? Why bother? You've just drawn attention to it. But it didn't bother me.
I didn't see it.
Bullet time sequence bothered me.
Yeah.
It's just...
It's pointless.
The rest of the film's so gritty and real, and then that
they do a
shot
style thing, yeah.
Just I didn't understand. The review. Someone said that they'd shared and listened to the podcast. I asked what they thought, and they said, "Yeah, it's good. You guys are funny."
Oh, really?
Admittedly, it's my daughter. but she said we were funny.
Nice.
And I think she's joined the YouTube channel. She's subscribed.
Excellent.
And she shared it on Facebook.
I did see that. I read.
So shout out to Megan. Thanks for that, love.
Thanks, Megan.
Thanks.
Someone's actually listened.
We got one person.
Break out the champagne.
That's it to the end of the list. Does anyone have any final words?
I don't know, I've kind of mauled my sheep.
Look at what you've done!
I know, I was going to tell you to stop because I was worried this awesome new microphone was going to pick it up, but then I just couldn't be
bothered. They're fiddly and all. Well, I don't have reviews to do.
I would just like to say that I actually did go to the trouble to look some things up and make some notes.
Yes, you did.
On the notes that you gave us.
I'm going to do this every time, so you can feel free to, add stuff like that.
It allows me to sound like I actually know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I felt, and then I didn't know what I was talking about this week. But at one point, Alex got a joke that Paul didn't get as well. It's all flipped around tonight. The wood joke.
The joke I made.
To be honest, that wasn't a joke.
It was a review. It was an analysis of her acting skills with a pun thrown in.
Simon, any final words?
No.
I would just like to say I've just got a text message from Warner Brothers asking me if I want to be Rick Flag in the forthcoming Suicide Squad movie.
We've already filled out Rick Flag for this podcast. I'll have to wait till the next episode.
So thank you for listening. If you've made it to the end, and join us next time.
Yeah, you can. Obviously, the website's still there, but there'll be nothing new on it. I did a Better Call Saul TV review. That's on there. That's the last thing for a while. We'll let you know when the website's back up and running. Until then. Well, if you subscribed on YouTube, you'll get them automatically. But the only other thing will be Twitter, I guess, and Facebook, ScreenHog UK. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.